Hello to all of you, my students in the 7th grade. Today we are going to finish our unit 7 with the quantifiers and answer the questions in your student's book and workbook. So please prepare your books and be ready for our class. Our lessons outcomes are: students should be able to revise the countable and uncountable nouns. What are the quantifiers? Read a dialogue to recognize the quantifiers and do the exercises on your workbook. So, what do we mean about quantifiers? Quantifiers بمعنى المحددات اللي بيحددوا لي كمية شيء معين. Words that used to show quantity. So, these are the words that used. ليش بنستخدمهم؟ To show quantity كمية شيء معين. And we have lots of quantifiers. The quantifiers that we are going to talk about in our class for today are a lot of or lots of, much, many, a few and a little, and some and any. So let's start by explaining these quantifiers. Before talking about each of them, we want to revise what do we mean about countable nouns and uncountable nouns. الأسماء المعدودة والأسماء غير المعدودة. الأسماء المعدودة, these are the nouns that can be counted, اللي بنقدر إحنا نعدها. Like what? Like chairs, like kids, like tables. Tables. We can count tables. بنقدر نعد التابلز وبنقدر نجمعهم بإضافة الأس الجمع. But uncountable nouns, the nouns that can't be counted, اللي إحنا ما بنقدر نعدها, like what? Like sugar, coffee, rice, information, anything that we can't count. And information we can't add s for it, so ما بنقدر نجمعها وما بنقدر نعدها. So these are the uncountable nouns. Now we divide the quantifiers with the countable nouns, a few and many. A few بمعنى قليل وmany بمعنى أو بتحدد لي الكثرة. So a few بمعنى القليل, many بمعنى الكثرة. And these two quantifiers used with countable nouns. إذا بستخدمهم a few and many بستخدمهم مع الأسماء المعدودة. With uncountable nouns we use a little and much. A little لحتى تحدد لي أو بتعني لي عن القليل من الشيء. Much بمعنى الكثرة. We have quantifiers that come with countable nouns and uncountable nouns. يعني بتيجي مع الأسماء المعدودة وغير المعدودة. Like what? Like a lot of, lots of, some and any. What is the difference between a lot of and lots of? There is no difference between them. ما فيش اختلاف بين a lot of or lots of. We have some and any. These quantifiers come with countable and uncountable nouns. بتيجي مع الأسماء المعدودة وغير المعدودة. لكن any comes with negative sentences and questions. So is used only with negative and questions. إذا any ما بتيجيني مع positive or affirmative sentences. لا, بس بتيجي مع النفي وبتيجي مع questions. So let's make a quick revision. With countable nouns a few and many. A few بتعبر لي عن قلة شيء معين, أما many عن الكثرة. Uncountable مع uncountable nouns a little and much. A little بمعنى القليل من, much بمعنى الكثير من. لكن اللي بيجوني مع countable and uncountable nouns some, a lot of, lots of, any. ما فيش فرق بين a lot of و lots of. And any بتيجي فقط مع negative sentences وال questions. Now, if we want to ask about a quantity, بدي أسأل عن كمية شيء معين. We use two forms of questions. The first one is How many? How many comes with countable nouns if we want to ask about something that be counted. Example, how many chairs are there? How many chairs are there? Chairs is countable noun, so we use how many in our question. The answer can be in two forms. Maybe we can say there are many chairs if we have many chairs, or there is one chair. There is one chair. So, if we want to ask about a quantity with countable nouns, بدي أسأل عن كمية شيء مع ال countable nouns بنستخدم how many, then the noun or the countable noun, وبنحكي is there or are there. الإجابة بتكون ب two forms. إما there are many chairs, as we see here we have plural noun, and there is one chair we have singular, so we use there is. But if we want to ask about quantity of or with uncountable nouns, we use how much. How much used with uncountable nouns. Look at this example. How much water is there? uncountable nouns يا مس دائما تعامل معاملة المفرد، so is there فقط عندها form واحد وهو is there. Water is a singular noun. إذا وهي uncountable noun، إذا نستخدم how much. How much water is there? The answer is there is a lot of or a little water. So a lot of or a little water here. Or we can say there is much water if we want إذا بدنا نعبر عن كثرة الماء الموجودة عندنا. Now I want you to open your student's book, page 73. We want to read this dialogue and I want you to underline the quantifier and the noun that comes with the quantifiers. We have a dialogue between Laura, Rose, Holly, and Jack. Laura, the shopping center is very crowded today. It's a popular place. There are always a lot of people here. إذا people هون هي countable noun بنقدر نعدها. تذكروا يا مس irregular nouns people إيش مفردها person. إذا إحنا حكينا إنه a lot of or lots of تيجي مع countable or uncountable nouns. So please underline it. Holly, how can we draw a plan? It's very complicated. Complicated بمعنى معقدة. Any ideas? Here we have a question. Idea, ideas. This is a countable noun. And we use any why because it's a question. Excellent. Jack, there is a map on the wall over there. Can't we copy that? I'm going to take lots of photos of the shops. Lots of photos. We can say lots of or a lot of photos is the countable noun. Some of the window displays are fantastic. Look at that sports shop. The jewelers is beautiful. There are so many pretty sparkly things. Many comes with the countable nouns. And where's the noun? Things. And they cost so much money. Money is uncountable noun, so we use much. Don't look, you can't afford them. We mustn't forget the cafe on the top floor. How do we get up there? Is there a lift? اللي هو المصعد. We can walk up the stairs or take the escalator. I want to interview some shoppers. Some comes with countable or uncountable nouns بمعنى بعض and find out what they think of the shopping center. There are a few kids on the bench over there. bench اللي هو المقعد. A few kids. A few with countable nouns. Kids is countable noun. Yes. وبتعبر لي عن إنه there are a few القليل من الkids. Why don't we start with them? I think we should split up. We've only got a little time. Time is uncountable noun, so we use a little. A little بتعبر لي عن شيء قليل. Good thinking. Ross and I can interview some shoppers, and Laura and I can go upstairs to the cafe. So this is the tips of our lesson for today, and these are very important. With countable nouns, we use some, any, many, and a few. These are examples. There are some cars, there aren't any lorries. Here we have a negative statement, so we use any. تذكروا دائما يا مس إنه الأني بتيجيني فقط مع النيجاتيف، فقط مع ال questions. Some تيجي مع ال countable noun as we see here, cars. The second example, there are so many people, there are only a few children. إذا حكينا إنه الماني تيجي مع ال countable، وطبعا ال a few نفس الإشي. Here we have people and children. شو مفردهم؟ child and people مفردها person. With uncountable nouns we use some, any, much and a little. إذا نتذكروا إنه في عنا مع ال countable و uncountable some و any. أما مع ال uncountable لحالها much and a little. Here we have examples. There is some water in the jug, and we said إنه دائما ال uncountable nouns مفرد، تعامل معاملة المفرد. So بنستخدم there is. There isn't any juice. How much food have we got? How much. We use how much. Why? Because we have uncountable noun. Food is uncountable. We've got a little meat. Used lots of and a lot of with countable and uncountable. We said that. There are lots of shops or there are a lot of shops. حكينا فيش فرق بين a lot of و lots of. There is lots of time. There is. ليش استخدمنا is؟ لأنه عندي uncountable noun. Or there is a lot of time. إما بنستخدم lots of or a lot of، و time حكينا هي uncountable noun. نستخدم مع ال uncountable noun is. We usually use any in questions. Have you got any money? We said إنه any بتيجي مع negative as we see here and in this statement, and we use it in questions. We always use any in negative sentences. I haven't got any pots. Now we want to move to your workbook, page 62, and we want to answer the questions that related with our structure. This is the quantifiers. So let's start with the question number 1. Complete the sentences with how much, how many, a little, and a few. And remember, how much و a little مع ال uncountable, how many and a few مع ال countable nouns. Number 1, this is a question. Money have you got? Money is uncountable noun, so we use what? How much. Excellent. How much money have you got? I've only got a little money. People are in the lift. Only what? People is a countable noun, so how many people are in the lift? Only what? Of course, a few. Number 3, shops are there in the street. We asked about the shops. Shops is a countable noun, so how many shops are there in the street? There are only a few. Traffic is there in the street. Traffic is uncountable noun, so we use how much traffic is there in the street. There is only, yes, a little traffic. Number 5, students passed the exam. Students, of course, this is countable, so how many students passed the exam? مع ال countable we use a few students passed. Number 6, time have we got? We've only got what? Time is uncountable. How much time have we got? We've got, or we've only got a little time. Number 7, we have luggage. Are you taking? Luggage بمعنى اللي هي حقيبة السفر. I'm only taking what? So The question is, how much luggage are there, or are you taking? I'm only taking a little. Luggage is uncountable noun. And the last one, escalators are there in the shopping center? There are only escalators. Of course, this is the countable, or how many escalators? So there are only a few. Now question number 2, and this is the last question. Complete the sentence with the correct words in brackets. Glass was used in the construction of this building. Many or a lot of. Glass is uncountable noun, so we use a lot of because many بتيجي مع الcountable. Not waitresses are working in the cafe today. Waitresses is a countable noun اللي هم النادلات. Much or many? Of course, many. There are stairs which lead to the top floor. We have some or any. حكينا الأني بتيجي مع النيجاتيف والكويستشن. هون ما عنديش نيجاتيف، إذن رح نستخدم some. We bought clothes in a new shop in the shopping center. We have much or lots of. Clothes is a countable noun, so we use lots of لأنه much بتيجي مع uncountable. Jewelry was stolen from that shop. We have many or lots of. Of course, we use lots of لأنه الماني بتيجي مع الcountable. Jewelry is uncountable noun. I haven't seen good films recently. Some or any. This is a negative sentence. هاي جملة منفية، إذا بنستخدم of course any. We haven't received news about the school trip. Much or many? Yes, excellent. This is much لأنه news is uncountable noun. Remember that. The last one, the students are keen to visit, يعني متحمسين, keen متحمس, to visit different places. Much or a lot of. Places is a countable noun. much بتيجي مع uncountable، إذا رح نستخدم a lot of. هون في عنا note, important note. Remember إنه a lot of and lots of are the same. هم نفس الإشي، ما في اختلاف بينهم. We can use them with both countable and uncountable nouns. نستخدمهم التنتين مع المعدود والغير معدود. By this question, my students, we finished our class for today. Write the answers in your workbook and be ready for the next class.